All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Sitdown podcast. I know I didn't do the intro on the last episode because me and Shorty was already into it. I didn't even do an intro, bro. That's crazy, huh? We just kept moving. I didn't want to break the energy of everything, you know? But anyways, guys, welcome to the Sitdown. We're in the same location, Santa Maria, California. And I know you don't tune in for me, so I'm not going to talk too much. So I have another high-quality guest for you guys. This actually happened, like, months ago. Months ago. But unfortunately, had some technical difficulties, and the audio didn't quite work right. So we had to run it back for you guys. But I think that just means the show's going to be 2 times better. Because before, we just met on the spot.
Facts.
You know, so it's more of that get-to-know-you type energy, which it still was a great episode, I believe. But I think this episode's going to be a lot better because now we, have multiple interactions. We've done some live shows together now, been more interactive. So I think this episode's going to be a lot more what we intended it to be, a little more information, a little more about, the coast, everything. So I welcome Lorde Sanctus to the show, man. How you doing? How you feeling?
Fantastic, man. Thank you for having me.
Of course, dude. So earlier it's going to be on the bonus episode, but we were talking about the 805 show, bro. So I want to kind of jump into the main episode and talk a little bit about that, and just kind of bring to light what the 805 Live is and kind of like how they approached you, like how did you even get tapped in with there?
Yeah, Odyssey Visuals have been telling me for a while that Contra was trying to link.
Yeah.
And so we had just been playing phone tag for the longest time. But when we finally got up, I want to say I was like maybe taking a vacation or something just to link up with my girl in LA or some shit like that. And he was like, yo, pull up. No, actually I remember what it was. I was doing it, I was linking up with the Underground magazine in Ventura. And so I was like, I'm already out here.
Yeah.
Let's link. And so I went over to the 805 Live spot and we got to connect. And, he said, I want to get you on a show headlining. And, it's been love ever since. Yeah, it's been cool.
How's the Underground magazine running over there? They're doing some moves over there.
Yeah, I love that they're like a tangible marketing product. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like it might be the only one on the coast like that.
I think so as well, yeah.
I don't always love who they put in the magazine, but I fuck with
you always have your opinions though, right?
But that's what the game is about.
Yeah,
you know
what
I'm saying? But as far as them and what they do, I love it. I think it's incredible.
What's his name? I don't know his actual name. I have to look at it, but it's like Trapiowski.
Povsky? Yeah, I've talked to him before. I've never met him before, but I know Andrew.
Yeah, okay. Because one of the co-founders of Underground Magazine be on the podcast next season.
That's
so.
Povsky.
That's how you say it.
He's a co-founder, yeah.
Okay.
I think Andrew created it.
Okay.
So, yeah, and I have a relationship with Andrew. I don't know Povsky like that. We've talked a couple times, but that's about it.
Okay, what were we doing on Underground Magazine over there being?
They have a podcast too. So.
Oh, they do, huh?
Yeah,
they do.
So I did an episode of that.
What does that cover? What do they cover over there at the Underground Magazine pod?
More like industry stuff, just kind of like, industry stuff and like coast history type of shit.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? And just covering who's coming up.
Dope. I kind of want to get in a little bit about who you are, a tiny bit, just because people that are watching may not know you. No. We for sure will have people from the coast tuning in, so they already know exactly who you are. But for the people that don't know that are over at the crib, can you explain a little bit about like who you are?
Yeah.
Some of the things you've done.
I'm an MC, producer, label owner, futurist. So I just like all future technologies and things like that, and NFT collector and creator, and
NFT collector.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, I just like making dope ass music with dope people. That's really my thing. Like I've worked with Britney Spears, I've worked with Snoop Dogg, have music in Despicable Me 2, Transformers 4, done a lot of shit in my career, you know what I'm saying? So songs with Method Man, Mobb Deep, Pharcyde.
Damn, some of the greats. Do you feel accomplished?
When I say shit out loud, yeah, but I never really think about it though.
Right.
But yeah, like when I say shit out loud,
cause that's an accomplished ass resume.
I feel like as a rapper, like I've done everything I wanted to do as a rapper, like except for be rich. I never really wanted to be famous, and I did want to be rich, and I still do want to be rich.
Right.
But that's literally the only thing I haven't accomplished yet. But I've got to survive off my music, which is the best feeling in the world.
Right.
And like, I've been told that I'm dope by the people that I look up to the most, and that's the best feeling in the world too. So yeah.
You still currently live off like your music and stuff?
Yeah.
Damn, no 9-to-5s in this bitch, huh? That must be a great feeling though.
Yeah.
Must be a great feeling.
It's I mean, to be able to wake up and just say like even when I'm tired of it, it's just like you can't complain. Like you can't. Like it's the dopest thing in the world. It is.
That's really is cool. So what are some of the things you did with like Snoop and Brit?
Songwriting, like for Britney was songwriting for both. So Snoop was some overseas shit actually. He did a song with this Turkish artist, and I fucking feel terrible because I cannot think of his name right now, but he's from Istanbul, I want to say, and he had a song with Snoop, and I wrote the artist part, not Snoop's part. I wrote the artist part,
So the Turkish rapper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then just it's mainly writing. Like I'm one of your favorite ghostwriters out here.
I'm surprised you haven't written for Drizzy Drake yet, bro.
Shit, man, I want that nigga to write for me, bro. He's ridiculous. This last album, Scary Hours, stupid.
The little 3-pack, you fucked with that 3-pack.
Bro.
What was your favorite on the 3-pack? What's next? Lemon Pepper. What's the middle one with Lil Baby?
They're all like I like them all equally, bro. Like they're all smacks. Like, but that line in Lemon Pepper, these days fame is disconnected from excellence. That like
it always sticks out.
That bar is like the coldest bar of 2021 until somebody else can do better. That shit is crazy. Like
yeah. I loved when
he said, "I have to ask these niggas what their profession is, bro."
I was about to say that one.
Crazy.
That one is crazy, bro.
But it's so true because I listen to music now, and like I'm not trying to. I don't know how people feel about music, but I don't feel the same about music, and that's not even like on some old head talk. It's like, it's literally like people find a formula of what works, and everybody attacks that shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, Rod Wave finds his thing, and then there's 20 million Rod Waves. Lil Baby finds his thing, and there's 20 million Lil Babies.
Future's probably the most robbed artist of like
and he is. But like, and everybody is kind of derivative of Future, of Wayne. You know what I'm saying? Like those are the two people everybody is a derivative of, and then like the tree branches off to like Young Thug and then and they're dope. Like there's dope shit out there. I'm not saying everything is whack, but like, there are just very few songs that I listen to. Like, that's why I love Scary Hours, because I listen to it over and over and over and over. There's very few songs like that for me these days.
Do you think Drake stands out because he's not really a derivative of anybody?
I think that he stands out. Yeah, I mean, there's that, and then he just, like, I really, on some deep metaphysical shit. Like, I think about this all the time, about how rhythm is like, has to have some connection to like God or creation or whatever. Rhythm and melody have some sort of connection to the human soul or some shit like that. Because we all go crazy for it. But I feel like Drake has found that rhythm, like even with babies, like when you say patty cake or ABC, you have to sing it to them in a rhythm, like ABC, and they memorize it because of that, and that's why I think rap is so big, because it's all rhythm and poetry. That's what rap stands for, rhythm and poetry. And so
shit, I did not realize that.
It's all rhythm, and so that's why it resonates with everybody so much, because it touches your spirit. And I say all that to say, I think Drake has found the perfect mixture of rhythm and melodies that are super simple, that everybody can relate to and everybody can sing. And so it just resonates with everybody. Yeah, like, because he doesn't do, like, I think he does have different flows, but his melodies are always in the same range. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't really say different, like, he has bars, but he's pretty much always talking about bitches and money. You know what I'm saying? But the way in which he does that is just every time. He's been doing the same shit for 10 years, and I love it every time. It's crazy.
Every time,
it's
right?
Crazy.
I mean, it's like McDonald's. Like,
yeah,
McDonald's has given you the same burger for.
But you gonna pull up.
You can pull up every time for that.
Every time. Yep.
Every time. Drake is McDonald's of the rap world.
I'm gonna give him like, I at least get a nigga Olive Garden. I mean, that's
well, McDonald's is sold over 1 billion people fed,
yeah,
right?
But McDonald's says it'll give you cancer right on the window and drive-through. So
Drake will give you back to your ex's house.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Drake will give you stress, you know what I'm
and
saying?
Emotional, dude.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I remember one time I broke up with my girl because of Drake.
How did that happen?
Fucking views, bro. Views made me rethink my life.
That's crazy. Like, in what way, though?
Because he was just like, what song was it, bro? I'd have to play the album, but this would get snacked off YouTube so quick if I play Drake. Even a hint of Drake will come off. But anyway, I forget what it was. It was just like, because he would talk about how, like, love was holding him back, like, girls was holding him back, like, and this, like, being distracted from what he was, like, accomplishing was, like that girl wasn't on the same wave, things like that. And I was like, yo, I feel like that's me too, bro. I feel like she's not on my wave either. Like, we're on two different paths. Like, it made me rethink, and I broke up with her.
Hey,
real shit, bro. Drake made me break up with my girlfriend one time.
That's wild.
Not saying names of who it was,
that's the power
but
of good music, man.
It made me rethink my life.
That is the power of good music, for sure.
It is, bro. Like, that's how powerful it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think there's some connection to it that is just, it is on a different level.
Yeah. I think we got in this conversation too last time, because I brought this up, was in the Scary Hour, when the Scary Hour podcast that'll never come out, about Lucius Lyon.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Lucius Lyon had a god complex. He's from Empire, by the way, everybody. Had a god complex because he makes music that makes people move, makes people influence, all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he would get into these crazy, like, maniacal, like, ideas of himself, ideas about the empire, all this stuff, because he's just like we're gods, like, we make music, we're gods. And like, I kind of like was just like, dude, that's kind of extreme and things like that. But like, hearing what you saying, like, it is true though.
Yeah, I mean, anyone, I feel like, that has the power to manipulate people, whether good or bad. Like, I think music is a form of manipulation, but it's just good, like, anyone that has the ability to manipulate a massive amount of people is gonna have some sort of God complex. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that, but that kind of power is not meant for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not. I think that's a big part of what's wrong with today. Is like, the people who have the power to control the masses are people who need to be followers and not leaders. You feel what I'm saying? And so you see just people leading other people off the fucking cliff, bro. That's
yeah,
just what
right?
it is. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I think we saw that extreme version of that in our politics while we're going through COVID.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, even like, that America almost ended January 6th this year. Like, people attacked the Capitol, bro. They shit in the Capitol, like, just because of what I said. The wrong people have power, and the wrong people had the power to influence. So
yeah,
I mean, it shows how deep it gets.
It's just wild. Like, through that entire time, it's just like, it was like a big, like, highlight on, like, where society is today. I think there's too much information out there right now. It's like, it's so much information out there. Like, I actually heard this in an anime I was watching. I don't know if you watch anime at all.
Yeah. I'm not like, I watch it though.
Yeah, not anime head, but anime, right? Because I would say I'm an anime baby. Like,
yeah, it's true.
Like, I grew up on Pokemon. I don't think you consider Pokemon an anime anymore, but Pokemon, and then like I watched all of DBZs. That's kind of where I would like my stop. But now I'm into like Hunter x Hunter.
Okay, I know what that is. I've never watched it though.
Yeah, so I'm into watching it, and as they were learning this new like technique or whatever, not get too deep into it because that's not the point. But they're like learning this new technique, and like their master was just like, well, now you have this information. It doesn't make you less stupid. Like, more information doesn't mean less ignorance.
That's a fact.
And I was like, I was in the gym, like, on the bike listening. I was like, whoa, that was a bar. Like,
that's a fact, though.
More information does not mean less ignorance.
True.
Like, it actually could make you more ignorant.
Yeah, it can make you lazy. It can make you think you know everything already.
Yeah, but within a society like today where there's information everywhere, and I'm not talking about facts.
Yeah.
I'm talking just information, conspiracy theories, podcasts like this, like everything that's like out there is like as information, and if there's more of it and just so much of it, like, doesn't mean that we as a society are less dumb, less ignorant.
Yeah, and I mean, it's true, but I think that we're dealing with like a part of society that doesn't want to come to terms with the fact that the things that they are interested in and the information that they seek out should allow us to call them what they are. You feel what I'm saying? Which is either dumb, crazy, racist, or a mixture of the three. Right. You feel what I'm saying? But the problem is you have half of the country doing ridiculous, crazy, dumb, racist shit, and then when you say that they're doing that, they say, "Oh, I can't believe that you're trying to cancel me because I don't like brown or black." It's like, no, motherfucker, it's not cancel culture. It's you did something wrong, and now you have to be held accountable for that. That's what it is. Right. You feel what I'm saying? Right. So I do think that there's a small fraction of cancel culture, but for the most part, it's just people who have privilege crying about the fact that they can't brutalize the people that they want to brutalize. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? And
it's kind of like where you made that point earlier where it's like not everyone that has the power of leadership or whatever the power is that should have it.
Facts. Yeah. Yeah, I wholeheartedly believe that. I mean, I think that's why I'm not like I understand it, and I know that influencer culture has always existed.
Especially in America.
For sure. But the way that it's been industrialized, I feel like it's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's people killing themselves because they're not getting likes and they're not getting comments, and then,
Yeah, like, it's taken over.
People changing their... I mean, I don't care what people do with their bodies at all, but I don't like when I hear, I want a BBL because that girl has a BBL on Instagram and she gets all the likes. You know what I'm saying? Like... And then that spirals into like, okay, now every girl has a dope ass body and dudes aren't equipped to deal with women.
Yeah, now there's more like sexual assault. There's more all this stuff.
I don't even think more sexual assault. It's just more. It's just but more extremes.
More extremes, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And it's just like, it's because, and it all stems from this lack of confidence and this pursuit of power that you are not meant to have. Like, that's what it is. Like,
it's too accessible nowadays.
Yeah, and it's right there. It says it right on your phone, like follower. Like, but some of you motherfuckers are meant to be followers. That's just what it is. Some of you are not meant to amass followers. Some of you are just meant to be followers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not here to determine who that is. I'm not saying I'm the purveyor of all that. But I'm saying, like, if everybody's a leader, then what direction are we going to go? That's,
right. So. It's like, if there's like a head for everything, like no one's going anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Just everyone's just like, oh. Maybe that's probably the exact reason why everyone we just can't agree on anything nowadays.
Yep.
Like, it's almost impossible. If you got into a room with just random, like, let's say like 10 or 20 like random people, and then you just like gave them like, all right, this is like, you guys have to figure this out. Like, to get on the same page with all 20 people would be damn near impossible.
Facts. Yeah, because you're allowed to believe. I mean, you've always been allowed to believe what you want to believe, but you're allowed, like, to. A lot of people are allowed to believe they're great with no merit. You know what I'm saying?
No hard work, like, no nothing.
Just no evidence of greatness. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't really care. Some people are naturally great, so maybe they don't have to work hard. But show me evidence that you deserve to be called great. You know what I'm saying? Like, in anything. And like, Donald Trump is like the pinnacle of that example to me. Like, somebody who is beyond mediocre, who becomes the president. Like,
because of the situation he was born in.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, he failed upwards better than anyone I've ever seen.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's just, a lot of that going on.
It's kind of like we're coming from I think we're like fully out of, but we're like, the effects of it still coming through is the participation award effect.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a trophy just cause. Not because you did anything, not because you were good at anything.
Yeah.
But just because you were there and showed up.
But the coldest part about that is the people that have been crying about that the whole time are the ones that actually were perpetrating the whole scheme of participation awards. You feel what I'm saying? It is usually the right wing. It is usually Republicans that are saying, "Stop crying. You only you only get prizes if you win." You know what I'm saying? And then they don't win the election, and it's like, well, we still want to be the winners, and like, then you try to burn down America. You try to change voting rights. You try to do everything in your power except get better and win, like you said.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you're dealing with half of the like you said, you get 20 people in the room and say, agree upon this. It's never going to happen because 10 of those people are only going to believe the things that make them feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? You could tell them the truth. You could tell them that this grass is green, and if that makes them uncomfortable, they're going to tell you it's yellow. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing you could say to change their mind. So where do you go from there? How do you fuck with people like that?
Right. Wow, and it's crazy because it's like, we're circling back to the music thing, and it's like, I feel like music could get people on the same page, though.
I think it can.
We've seen it, though, you know?
I think it can, yeah, for sure. I think that it's going to be more difficult than ever. But I think, yeah, the thing that gets us on the same page, I think because of our addiction to being entertained, will probably be something entertainment-based. You know, a video game or something like that. Like,
yeah.
It's going to be something simple and something stupid, if it's anything at all.
Do you think one day, like, everything, like, will be like virtual reality?
Yeah, for sure. I think the NFT space is the advent of that.
Yeah.
Like, to be able to own digital items like this that gain value over time like this, you feel what I'm saying? Is we're
talking about a Jolteon and Charmander over here, guys. Like, these are
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like well, how much is a Charizard Pokemon card is worth half a million dollars right now? Like, but I used
to have one too.
The difference between these and a Charizard card is if you have 1 million of those, storage is a problem, upkeep is a problem, handling is a problem. So having
the quality of it,
digital assets like this that appreciate in value that you can have 10 million of on a USB drive. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have 10 million Picassos on a USB drive, and they'll be worth what Picassos are worth, but you don't have to buy a whole warehouse to store your art. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And you can park your cryptocurrency value in these arts. There's just so much you can do, but above all, being able to track your IP like this is going to just open up new worlds of engagement between the real world and the digital spaces. They call it the metaverse. So the metaverse,
and so I think this is a great conversation, and I'm gonna attempt to have it the best I can. I've been trying to do my most information, dive into things like that, about NFTs, about like Bitcoin, about cryptocurrencies, things like that, because I put some investments down recently into Bitcoin. Finally bought some stock, things like that, trying to play it out, trying to figure it out,
Don't worry about the dip, bro. Don't worry about the dip.
The what?
I said the dip that just happened. Don't worry.
Oh, what, in Bitcoin?
Yeah.
I haven't looked on it recently.
That's smart, don't.
Huh?
I said that's smart, don't.
I know it just happened because I've just been busy, but
just hold on to it. Don't
I for sure am. I'm just I believe in like Bitcoin. I believe in stocks and things like that. I mean, I finally have, because I was caught in like a space where I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it. That's something I need to do. I'm gonna do it. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I'm just gonna throw down like this amount of money into it, this amount of money into some stocks. And so now I'm invested, and now I have to like finally learn about it. Now I have to care about it, because now I'm part of it.
Right.
So that finally got me into it. And so as I'm learning a little bit about NFTs, and this is the kind of where I want to be at right now, is let's talk about some NFTs, because this is a very new and confusing, to say the least, like business, especially like for people that are just so used to like the dollar,
right.
so used to having a bop in their hand, used to having these types of things, and to see like a digital art piece go for like millions of dollars. I don't know if you've heard of what's his name, Beepo, who's just going crazy on NFTs and really made it like, what the fuck are NFTs type thing. And so let's kind of jump into some NFT talk, man. Because so basically you're saying is digital, you're selling digital products, right?
Right. So, I mean, the product isn't really the thing with NFT. So, NFT stands for non-fungible token. And fungible means whether it can be copied or not copied.
Right.
So, and the token is the thing of value, not the product, the token. So, let's say you created this, right? On the digital space, and when you create this,
for audio, he's pointing at my bop of Jolteon.
Facts. So when you create this figure, it also comes with the token, and within that token, and I'm sure this is like there's better people that can explain it. I'm gonna do my best.
Yeah.
Within that token, there's an electronic contract that says I, the buyer, paid X amount for this product, and I bought it from this seller. And it also says I, the seller, can verify that I created this. It is made by my hand. And whatever the terms are, usually the terms are I give the buyer the right to sell this on a secondary market,
right,
as long as I get this royalty. It's 15% royalty, 20% royalty, whatever. And so when you get that token created, then me and you, let's say I buy this from you, and then 10 years later, you become super famous, the biggest podcast in the world. So this thing skyrockets in value.
Yeah.
Me and you don't ever have to talk again, but I sell this on a cryptocurrency eBay.
Yeah.
And when I sell the token, when I sell this, it comes with the token, and the new artist, whoever buys it, he buys it for $1 million. That 15%, 20% goes directly to your wallet. We don't ever have to talk again.
Yeah.
And every time it exchanges hands, you get your cut, and the buyer knows that, you don't have to take, like, when you buy jewelry, you have to get it appraised. You don't have to do that no more, because the token is the appraisal. When you buy art, you have to get it appraised to make sure it's real. You don't have to do that anymore, because the token is the authentication.
Right.
But then even down the line, like from transportation of goods, like the grocery stores, buying houses, anything like that. Like, imagine if Vons buys 20 steaks or 20,000 steaks from this company, right? And so in order for the company to get their money, they have to deliver within a certain time. And once they deliver, that token is released, then they can, and all this can be done automated with just code. So the money isn't unlocked until the task is completed, whether it's escrow, closing escrow at a house, buying a car. These tokens are going to change everything, because the economy of trust is built into this system. So now I don't have to trust your word that you're doing what you're saying. I don't have to give you money up front and hope you're doing what I'm paying you to do.
Right.
You do what you say you're going to do, and the token is unlocked, and then so I don't have to worry as much anymore. So that token is going to change every industry, and that's kind of what you're buying into. But the reason that I say it's connecting virtual and digital spaces is because I'm pretty sure it was started by the video game industry, and what it was for is that gamers wanted to, like, let's say if you buy a gun in Halo, and you want to sell it to somebody else, they wanted a way to say that you really earned that gun, you know what I'm saying? So they created that system to verify it. And then gamers wanted to take that gun from Halo and put it in Gears of War. And so the token technology the blockchain technology allows you to do that now. So now you can take a gun from this game and play it in that game. I'm sorry, I keep knocking the mic.
No, you're good.
So you get to own digital items, move them around in a meta universe, and those items gain value, and you as a buyer get to share in the profits of that value. So that's why I'm switching the label over to NFT based model, because if you understand anything at all, understand that if you buy our music, as we grow, that music becomes more valuable, and then you can sell it, and you can make money with us as we grow. That gives you incentive to promote us.
A lot better than a shirt.
Exactly, way better than a shirt. But we can do that with our merch. We can do that with everything. I have NFT merch coming out. We have NFT audio, NFT music. We have it all coming out. But the main point, if you don't understand anything I said, understand that if you support our music through NFTs, then as we grow, those things gain value, and you can then make money off of those things and resell them. It's that simple.
All right. So Because that's exactly how I understood it too. Like, was through video games. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like you just bought a skin from a game, and like that skin, because there's limited time edition skins. You know what I mean? So if you didn't buy it within like week, 2 weeks, or whatever, how long they gave you, then it's gone.
Right.
It's gone, and but like you said, like now that skin is valuable now because it's the rarity of it, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, oh my god, like he got it. You know what I mean? So you can sell it now to other people for more. But it's interesting that you're switching the entire label to NFT. Mm-hmm. Can you expand upon a little bit about like how like a music video NFT would work?
So or
even like the digital shirt, just like the logo.
Yeah, no. So with I'm hesitant to give these ideas away, but this is how it's going. So it's already in the works though. So with the merch. Just to get people into the NFT space, I'm about to do a run of between 24 and 32 hoodies, but I linked up with actually a local NFT artist, and we're doing these
NFT artists.
Yeah, and we're doing these things called plug people. So they're little digital keychains that when you buy a hoodie, you get this NFT, and since there's only 24 or 32 hoodies, there's only going to be 24 or 32 NFTs, basically.
Makes sense.
And so when you buy the hoodie, you'll get a code that you can scan, and that'll get you the NFT. So you don't have to buy the NFT at all. You just have to buy the hoodie, and you get the NFT for free. Mm-hmm. But then once all the NFTs are gone,
they're gone.
They instantly gain in value because they were the only ones that got them. Yeah. So
I need a cop one.
And then you can sell those NFTs, and you can sell the hoodie. It's up to you if you want to wear it or keep it as a collectible and sell it. So that's the NFT merch. With the music video, it's gonna take us a little while to get bigger, but the way I envision it going is basically it won't matter if you have your own YouTube channel. Like say for you, for example, we'll do this episode, and then you could tell your fans or bigger press outlets like Joe Budden or whoever bid on this episode, and if you win, you could upload it to your channel. You feel what I'm saying? So the highest I'm gonna mint 5 copies, and the 5 highest bidders can put it on their channel.
Oh, that makes sense too. That makes sense because if you were like, say, like a huge podcast like Joe Rogan or Joe Budden, and you say like for the Joe Rogan podcast, an NFT one that could happen is definitely the Elon Musk one.
Exactly.
And so it's like, all right, only
if he had never scarcity is a big thing. So he would have never had to put that out on any other platform.
Right.
But if he did that, then he could say, I have an interview with Elon Musk. Who wants it? NBC, ABC, whatever.
Right, you can only have it. I'm only gonna sell 5 to. You're only gonna have it on 5 pages.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, okay.
So, and it gets deeper than that, but that's a basic idea.
Yeah, we don't have to get too deep. The Sit Down podcast is
and with music, I'm still gonna be on Spotify, still gonna be on Apple Music, but it'll be a similar kind of situation where well, with music, if you buy the tokens for the songs, then we'll make you. Like there'll be maybe 20 tokens available, and each token will come with a writer's credit. So you'll get a royalty. You'll get when we put the song on Spotify and Apple Music, you'll get a percentage. You'll get a royalty as someone with the token. You feel what I'm saying? So you'll get the song before anybody else, and that gives you a writer's credit.
So it's kind of like it's like you're making yourself like your own stock.
Exactly.
Like people can invest in you like
the same way cryptocurrency makes you your own bank. NFTs kind of make you your own stock and your own stockbroker. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, the NFT space is definitely like rising fast.
Yeah,
rising super fast.
That's why it's like, to me, this is the first thing I've seen like this, to be real, since hip hop was created. Like, I feel like hip hop. Like, obviously there was turntables, there was graffiti, there was breakdancing, there was rapping, but when they all came together as the culture of hip hop, that's when it went, and that's when it was like a cultural shift in the world. And like, there was already the internet, there was already NFTs, there was already the internet, there was already cryptocurrency, there was already art, but the culmination of these things together is like something and I've never seen before other than hip hop. And like, I was there at the beginning of when hip hop became commercialized, you know what I'm saying, in the early 90s. I saw like just how in the beginning of rap, like if you had a drum machine, you were a super producer. You know what I'm saying? Because the point of access was so hard, like to have equipment, to have studio time, that if you owned studio equipment of any kind, if you owned equipment of any kind, you could be a real factor in the game because nobody else had it. You know what I'm saying? And
it's like why mixtapes were so like valuable.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my God, he has a mixtape. Yeah. Like, because that was hard to do.
It was hard to do. So now I think NFTs are in that space where, like, if you have a tiny grasp of understanding and you plant your flag, then in 5 years that shit's gonna really pay off.
The Sit Down podcast might need an NFT.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Some way, somehow. It's all just about figuring out the plan, though, huh? Like,
well, it's not even more about the plan than because the thing I love the most about this market is that the product doesn't have value itself. The token has value, and the token only has value because of who makes the token, right? So you can make this, and you can make the same exact thing, but because you made it, it's not worth anything. But if Elon Musk makes it, it's worth everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, people's art isn't game changing. It's the fact that he made it is what makes it valuable. So this forces people to get their brand up. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you can be dope and sell, and that happens. You feel what I'm saying? But more than anything, people have to be hyped about you for you to matter in this market. So that is obviously can be manipulated, but it just makes it more interesting to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think it makes it more hyper targeted in the sense that, like, our NFTs can be super valuable if we get the coast invested in them. We don't, or you get Central California. We don't even have to take over the world. We can just get these areas invested, and they can be really valuable. Because even if we're not Beeple and we're not selling NFTs for $69 million, if we sell an NFT for $5,000, that's more than you would have ever made on a podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like, at this level, you feel what I'm saying? And that is the very, very low end of what people are spending on these things. You feel what I'm saying? So like, as someone who doesn't matter, you could sell an NFT for $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. As an independent artist, that can really set you up to invest in yourself and do more.
Help you out.
So it's just, it's the future of everything. But then the way that, like, there's NFT galleries, so Oculus has a big stake in the metaverse. So if you buy an Oculus Rift, you can then check out your NFTs in a virtual space. You can meet up with other traders.
Oculus is definitely gonna grow.
Yeah, they have NFT museums in the Oculus space that you can go to and say, hey, I like this piece, and then you can meet the owner and say, hey, I might want to.
That's super virtual reality right there.
There's people like who are retrofitting their houses with screens, TVs on the wall to display their art instead of art pieces. They just have TVs all over their house now. That's definitely what I'm going to do to my new apartment, is just put TVs all over the wall and just showcase my pieces. And like, but it's just a whole new thing, bro. Like,
you seen Ready Player One?
Yeah, it's
like
this is kind of the first step.
The first step in Ready Player One. Fuck, dude.
I just watched that shit too. That's funny.
That's a great movie though, huh? Some people didn't really like. I think like the real like people that like read the book, all that shit. Like,
I didn't read the book.
Me neither.
I
me neither.
The movie.
Exactly, the movie was great, but I think the people that like were really like fans of the book and things like that hated the movie. But I think just like forget the book, like just the overall like visual and like concepts of it was like, I think you jump into a world and like have like a whole. It kind of reminds me of like social media.
It is. That's 100%. That is what social media is. You can be who you want to be online.
Exactly. I mean, it's just like, never say your name.
Let the world around you fall apart and not give.
Yeah, exactly. That's what social media is. But imagine like the world wherein you can be in that interconnected web and like, you know, jump in and out of video games, jump into like, whatever.
But I think that's the thing. Like, people get caught up on that part of Ready Player One, the technology, how that was cool, but. Like, I do
look at the world around it.
I think this is also the beginning of that too.
Right, because the world wasn't in a good place either.
Ridiculous. Like, people on top of each other. The whole ecosystem was decimated. Like, where
it was basically just you get rid of the middle.
Yep.
Like, why is the middle class so like? like bad. Like it's great, but like people like it's like when the middle class is gone, it's just like falls apart.
Because the middle class are the workers. You feel what I'm saying? And like, and the wealthiest people constantly fight against regulation, which oppresses the workers, and as they oppress the workers more, the middle class shrinks because they want to pay you less to do more work, and that becomes impossible. You know what I'm saying? They want to tell you to stay home during the pandemic, which they should, but then they also don't want to give you any stimulus to make sure that you're okay during that pandemic. You feel what I'm saying? So that crushes people, bro. Like, and they don't put on the news that every other country in the world pretty much that can afford, every other developed country is paying their citizens to stay home every month. You know what I'm saying? Like, why we're arguing about $600 checks and $1,200 checks one time, two times, maybe. You feel what I'm saying? Like, but meanwhile, like, people around the world are okay because, and they're not fighting about, should I stay home? Should I stay inside? Should I wear a mask? Because they don't have to risk their lives to survive. You know what I'm saying? Their government cares. So I think it's just an attack. It's like a de facto attack on the middle class because of the upper class's greed.
Like we started the podcast off, man, full circle. Like people are greedy.
Yeah.
People are greedy. You know, you get 1,000 followers, you want 2,000 now.
Yeah.
Everything. You know, with everything. So you already bought a few NFTs, huh?
Yeah.
Seeing that.
Yeah, I'm building a nice little collection. I like to get in on them early because, like, there's a few collections I bought where I got in, like, you know, some of them as cheap as like $30, you know, but I think they're gonna resell for like thousands of dollars.
I have to start looking into that, dude, because I haven't checked. It's like what you were like displaying. I was like, I've never seen like an actual. There it is. That's an NFT.
Yeah.
You know, because I just been hearing about NFTs talk and all this stuff and reading about things like that, but then to actually see like, oh shit, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
You know, so that's really cool. So I want to close out this podcast because we're at a great time right now with a little bit about Connect the Coast, man. Because I know you're like, I don't think you mentioned that in your in the little brief about yourself, but like you're the owner, operator of the Connect the Coast, man. Correct. Can you give me a quick like breakdown about the story of how you got Connect the Coast together and how you got like dope artists like Shorty, D-Banks, Central Coast, J. Riley, all these people, like how that all kind of came into fruition?
Yeah, so Connect the Coast is a record label, a Web3 record label. Web3 just means new technologies that'll be popular in 5 years. We try to adopt them now.
Like NFTs.
Exactly. All that stuff is called Web3. So we're a Web3 label based in California, and you know, we just try to, it's the 805 specifically, but we call it the Coast out here. And I just try to make it my business to highlight and associate myself with the dopest people from the area. You know what I'm saying? So we have Shorty Doo-Wop as an artist, official Connect the Coast artist, D-Banks, Central Coast Gia, myself, J. Riley, Cav, and Mr. Butter. And then I also try to amplify the voices of a bunch of other local artists as well. Mm-hmm. And it got started because I was inspired by this company called Ham on Everything in LA. And they just throw these crazy ass parties in LA, like where they'll send you the email like 20 minutes before the party with the address, and you have to know about it, and you have to get it, and it's like 2 or 3 in the morning and the party starts. And just like that's where I first seen like all the trap people that are popping now, Migos, all them used to go to these parties. Like you would just see like maybe Kanye walking around, like it was just some dope ass underground crazy shit, and it was a scene, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody who was up on internet blog culture and had like crazy swag and like was that new generation. Like we were the beginning of that new generation on the internet, like Charles Hamilton, all that shit, like back in the day. And we used to all just party together in this warehouse, and they would throw the dopest parties, and I would look at it and be like, yo, this is like a scene. Like they got their own fashion, their own language, like the music is very particular, like there's just a whole aesthetic to this. Yeah. And so I think that's why this is popping, and that's why small towns like the coast don't get popping, because there is no scene. You know what I'm saying? Like And not only is there no scene, there's no voice for the scene. You feel what I'm saying? So I started a thing called the night show at first, where I would throw these parties at the library in Slow, and I would buy out the bar. And I would tell the DJ, every time you play a local song, announce that there's free shots during this song, and say these free shots are brought to you by the artist, so people would pay attention to whose song it was. And then I'd invite the artist, and so when their song was getting played and they were buying shots for people, everybody was like, oh, that's you, oh, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of created this whole
hype
thing. And so I did the night show for a while out here, did it in LA, then it moved to LA.
That's a slick tactic, by the way.
And it was when Travis' song show, The Antidote, came out, the night show.
Yeah.
And so, and I'd also have drink specials whenever that song came on. And it kind of grew into its own thing. But
that's really cool, having special drinks just for us particular songs.
Yeah.
That is sick.
It made people pay attention to the song,
to the music in general.
And because I saw that everybody out here wanted to throw concerts. So we're having a concert, and it's like people will come to the concert, but it's always going to be the same 20 or 30 people if you don't have songs that people want to hear. Nobody knows y'all songs. So we need to just throw parties first and play our songs. And the ones that are the best will rise to the top. You feel what I'm saying? But it just got too expensive to sustain, honestly, to be real. And so the platform came next, and we did the same thing.
And then Connect the Coast happened.
Yeah.
Dope, dude. That's sick, dude. I never heard of like that before. Like just having specific like songs hype certain things and mean certain things at the bar. Like so interactive.
Yeah. And the parties were so popping, it was fucked up. The bar didn't want to cut us in. They were making so much money, but they did not want to cut us in on either bar revenue or door revenue.
I always like that, man.
So
the greed.
It's like, I'm paying you, I'm buying out the bar, bro. Like, I should get a percentage of, like, that's the whole reason people are here. I'm buying, like, you had to have a special bracelet that I bought for you to get in. It was a whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So, but, you know, I'll probably bring that back, because it was a dope thing.
That'd be hard, dude. A Connect the Coast party?
Yeah. I mean, that's where we started.
I mean, you've done that already. You've definitely done that, yeah.
That's what we started.
It's just I haven't seen it yet, because I kind of came in during COVID.
Yeah, like our 4th of July party this year will probably be legendary for sure. It's our 4th anniversary party, so you gotta pull up.
That's gonna be hard.
Yeah, Pirates Cove. It's gonna be fire.
Pirates Cove, baby.
Yeah.
Land of the booty.
Yeah, facts.
Oh, man, I think it's always so great talking to you, Laura. I mean, getting to know more insight about like what's popping, and you've always been like you're just like an icon for like what's popping, what's coming through. You know what I mean? So I'm happy to be like associated with you. I'm happy to have you on my show. But as you know, how I like to end the show is with the last words, man. And I know you're pretty good at the last words, because you've been on some radio shows before. Dude. You've been on some podcasts or whatever. So yeah, man, I don't have to explain to you what the last words are. So when you are finished up, go ahead and let me know, and I'll go ahead and end the show, man.
Thank you. I would say definitely check out Connect the Coast on Instagram and hit the link in our bio. You can check out every platform that link leads to and follow us on there. I would really appreciate if you guys try to get invested in Connect the Coast Radio. I'm super proud of it. We've gotten at least 3 to 5 local artists' music on bigger radio stations because of our radio station.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, from Madeline Allen to Fire Emoji just got his song on the radio yesterday because
Aura as well.
Yeah, Aura, yep. So please tap into Connect the Coast Radio. You can go to connectthecoast.co to find out more about it. We count down the top 10 hip hop and R&B music videos every Friday night at 9 p.m. and Monday nights at 9 p.m. when I can do it. I'm very inconsistent. I'm sorry. but we try to link up with either me and AKA OMG, or I'll be playing local artist music. I'll give them a chance to just play. Lately, I've just been doing music reviews on Monday.
Oh, okay.
Where people just say, play this song, and I'll tell them what I think about it. And that's been getting a good response too. But
that's pretty hard.
Monday nights at 9, Friday nights at 9, Connect the Coast Radio, tap in. And then I just want to encourage people to support independent artists and support them with their new endeavors. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be afraid to, just because you're not familiar with something, familiarize yourself with it if it supports them. You know, if you don't know about Patreon, but you hear AKA OMG talk about Patreon, just go to the website and check it out. You know what I'm saying? Don't be scared of new things, because they might give you better experiences in the long run. And just find somebody in your local city that you love, like a fucking, whoever, you know what I'm saying, like a Lil Durk or whatever, and treat them the same way, support them the same way you would support someone in the mainstream, you know what I'm saying? Like, support small indie artists and creators. It's important.
Hell yeah. Well, thanks for coming on, Lord. It's been another great episode. If you made it this far, then I fuck with you. If you haven't, then fuck you, because you're not here anyway. But as always, man, it's been me, your honored and humble host, aka OMG. It's been the Sit Down Podcast. Peace.
Yo, this week's song of the week is FG Thriller Turn You Up, featuring Maurizio. Enjoy.
Black cat did that.
Ooh, girl, I'm trying to turn you up, little shawty, and baby, I'm trying to say, girl, I'm trying to turn you up, little shawty, and baby, I'm trying to say.
Yes, you fucking with the best. No, I don't walk with an S on my chest. Like, yes, I can give you the best sex. And yes, they saying that a nigga up next. The way you got me feeling made me wanna leave this party. Looking at your body, you a bad little mommy. Sipping on this Henny, I don't really like Bacardi. Everything you're doing got me feeling so naughty. I'm so physical. I know you never had it like this before. She a bad bitch, watch the centerfold. She gon' let it go, bro, let her know.
Girl,
Let me see, shawty.
I'm trying to turn